Hey, it's Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me. I am just sitting down today for this video and I'm just going to talk about a bunch of products that I have been testing out over the last couple of months, semi amount of time. I was thinking about making it a favorites video, but like everything that I'm like talking about isn't necessarily like a favorite, but I just kind of want to like get some reviews out about some of these things and talk about them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll start actually talking about a few things that I did pick up during the Sephora sale from many weeks back. I got like a couple of like repurchases of things that are like staples of mine, and then I did pick up a couple of things. They're all actually limited edition stuff. The first of them that I'm going to mention, this is actually the NARS Orgasm palette. It's the it's like a multi-use palette, eyes, lips, cheek cream palette. I love a multi-use product, especially a multi-use cream product. This has such polarizing reviews. I personally actually really love it. It's very dewy. I forgot what YouTuber it was that I watched, but I remember her describing it like similar to like the RMS highlighters in terms of consistency, and I was like, okay, well then I probably will love that because I love the Living Luminizer and I have the Luminizing Quad. I love that thing. I use it all over, and I also really like the Julian Dempsey lid tints, and I'd say that the consistency is kind of across. Some of them are more of a shimmer, and then these two in particular have a lot of glitter. This one is such a beautiful bronze. I've been loving wearing it on the eyes. And then this one is a little bit more of like that iridescent multi situation, like birthday cakey confetti glitter. It's so pretty. So I do wear these all over. This is not for everybody. It's very dewy. Might move around. It might not layer too well with every product, but it's like glass skin isolated dewiness, and it's really fun on the eyelids. You can do like kind of like a wet look. I've been using it to smudge different liners, as well as like layer different powders over top of when I would mix it in with especially this one. So yeah, I really have been digging this and loving it. And then the other two things that I did pick up from the sale were two Charlotte Tilbury things. The Glowgasm palette, really just awkward names to say out loud. You know, I'm no prude, but like orgasm, Glowgasm, it's just awkward. Anyways, besides the tacky name, it's so classy in terms of the palette. I've got a huge love affair for Charlotte Tilbury, so yeah, I got this guy as well as the Peachgasm beauty light wand. So I'll talk about the palette first. So there's two of these palettes. There's this one, which is Glowgasm, and then there's the other one, which is, I don't know if it's Lightgasm or something, but it's a little bit lighter in tone. So you get the highlighter, the bronzer, and then the blush, and then this is like an all over illuminator. I actually really love this on the eyes. I've been mixing that in with this guy or other cream things, and really enjoying the way that looks. And then this blush is actually rather similar to, I'd say, NARS Orgasm. I really like this bronzer. I have the Hollywood Contour Duo from Charlotte Tilbury, as well as the 5 Minute Face Palette. And the 5 Minute Face Palette, I love the bronzer in that. I use it all the time. And I got the Hollywood Duo because I thought it was going to be the same bronzer, but the Duo, the bronzer in that is actually lighter. It's more cool, hence, you know, contour. So it's more cool than like a straight up warmth, and that's what drew me to this. And Charlotte Tilbury's bronzers are pretty like buildable, so it's like a nice dusting that you can then build up with intensity. So depending on your skin tone, like in terms of color combination preferences, because this is like kind of a lighter hand thing, like I'd say a lot of people could make it work if they cared for the way this is. But also, unfortunately, the bronzer part, I feel like might not work for deeper skin tones. It's kind of like 6 in one, half a dozen of the other in terms of stuff. I've been powdering so much because I've just been like so hot, and the brushes I've been using have been shedding, so can't stop itching my nose. And then the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. I have the contour wand. I really seem to like Charlotte Tilbury's contour bronzy products quite a bit, but I love that contour wand. I find it so flattering and so easy to use. So I was excited when I saw that they, you know, came out with some new limited edition ones, and I thought that these were blushes. I think I heard people as well as marketing things saying they're blushes, but then other things refer to them as highlighters, and it is rather glowy. It is more glowy than the swatches actually that I saw online led me to believe. It seemed a little less glowy than it actually translates. And I remember people having issues with the contour wand formula for the bronzer in terms of it like picking up product, and I never had that happen for me, but I do have that happen with this. I have to be very strategic about how I am wearing this. It can't be too wet. I kind of have to dab off quite a bit of the product. Can't use too much, and just like very lightly put it on my cheek and then let it set. I have to let it dry down for like a good solid till it's almost dry, and then blend it. If I try and blend it while it's still, you know, anything less than 99% dry, anything more wet than almost completely dry, it just like picks up the rest of my makeup and gets patchy and weird. So yeah, it's a pretty color, and I've been making it work because I now own it, and you know, I'm gonna make it work because I own it now. Anyways, so that's my 2 cents about that. And then I actually have a few things that were sent to me in PR as well as purchase that I wanted to talk about. This I actually picked up on my own. This is the new Glossier Brow Flick. I'll use this in some sort of like get ready with me in the future. And then also, speaking of, I'm not really like demoing these products right now. It just seems like a lot because they're all kind of like different tones. I'm gonna like have the stuff listed, and then just like let me know what products, what are the things that you want to demo. So that's just like a random side note, but I will like demo this at some point. But it's the new Glossier Brow Flick. Glossier has just been like, they steadily come out with like one thing a month, and if they don't come out with something new, they're reformulating something old or coming out with like a new color in something. I wonder when they're gonna finally like launch more things from Glossier Play. I wonder if like the backlash on like packaging and stuff has like held them off or something. I have no idea, but they kind of like in interviews intimated that they were gonna be releasing a slew of stuff. But anyways, the Brow Flick, it is a brow marker. I know there's several of these that are on the market, and they've always intrigued me, but also seem kind of intimidating, and it's actually really easy to use. And the only thing is, if I'm not too careful, if I don't do just like the tiniest littlest strokes, and I do something a little bit like fatter, I'll accidentally give myself block brows instead of just like filling in problematic areas. But I really like this, and I got the brown, and I feel like the tone of this brown, I'll have to do them side by side with the brown boy brow, but this one is a little bit more like middle of the road. I feel like the other boy brow, it's just like an odd color, at least for me. This is almost like a little bit darker, and the other boy brow is a little bit honey ashy orangey sometimes, or maybe maybe I just have one that's too old that I've been using. So anyways, there's that is new. And then these guys were all these two things were gifted via Octoly and Kevyn Aucoin. They're both newer releases from them. I was gonna say him, but it's a them now since it's a business, and Kevyn Aucoin is no longer with us. I don't know why I made that so awkward and weird. Anyways, I do love Kevyn Aucoin's work. His iconic looks with Cher are amazing. Anyways, back to the point at hand. They came out with these emphasize eye design palettes, and the thing I enjoy about Kevyn Aucoin's, like the makeup from there, is that it like bridges the line between being everyday and runway, you know, because just like him as an artist was very, very, you know, like I said, did some really great looks with Cher. So there's like this creativity there, and I enjoy that kind of like twist with a lot of products, you know, like he has like the original eye gloss that is, you know, now everybody has an eye gloss, and it's just, it's very pretty. Anyway, so they came out with these, there's a few different ones. I got this one that's called Magnify, and it's like a cool toned palette, and this is actually really pretty. I wanted to do a look with this today, but I like started and then I tried to take as much of it away as possible because it is a cool tone look, and my eye bags are just like a deep purple right now, so whenever I do anything that's like a purpley or just any bit of cool tone and I'm like super duper tired looking more than normal, it just makes me look really ruddy. All of the shades blend really well. This is actually, these two are like duochromes. This one has like a pink and yellow reflect to it. It's not just like a plain old regular champagne shade that it looks like. And then this duochrome is actually really, really beautiful. And then this cream foil eyeshadow is actually incredibly long wearing and dries down really fast. It can be sheared out if you work with it really fast. But I did a couple times go in with like a big dot, get distracted, and then try and like move it around. And I feel like when it's like too thick, it ends up like kind of aging. I feel like anybody, if you go in with a cream shadow and you accidentally let it dry down in too thick of an area, it emphasizes in not the best way, but it's still rather opaque in terms of payoff when you shear it out. So yeah, this is really nice. And then the other thing from them is the Glass Glow Face. This one is Primrose. I had been eyeing this for a really long time, and when it came onto Octoly, I was like, ooh, I hope I get this. I will submit for it, and I got it. And this is beautiful. It is another one of those, you know, it says glass glow. Since glass skin has been such a trend, we're seeing things really directly marketed with that in terms of adjectives, verbiage, you know, lots of creamy, dewy stuff, but this is beautiful. It seems to be kind of like a multi-purpose product. You can use it as, you know, dabbing on, over top of, underneath, and stuff like that. It is rather sticky though. It doesn't dry down too well. So I feel like this, on like hot, humid days, is a little bit difficult because it is rather sticky. Like it does dry down somewhat, but I'd say compared to like, I think the Cover FX Dewy Primer, that seems to really feel like it dries down. Like it doesn't like kind of sit and still move. This still remains kind of slick. So there was a little bit there where I was wearing this with like very targeted amount of foundation and concealer, and this with like my sunscreen and stuff before it got too hot. It was really beautiful. It's like a good moderate weather type of product, not the 90-degree terribleness that we're in right now. So very beautiful though. I love this. You know what, I'm gonna wrap this up with these last products I'm gonna talk about. These are again, I got via Octoly. These are from AmorePacific. I had actually not really tried much from AmorePacific. I think I tried some samples here and there, but the only like straight up like product that I'd really ever used from them was the Vintage Single Extract Essence, which I love. And that thing is like simple and like it's not like, it doesn't have an added scent. And I've come to realize that their products are so incredibly scented, intensely scented, and I had no idea. So they sent the treatment cleansing foam and the treatment cleansing oil. I tried these, I sampled these kind of like slowly when I first got them about a month ago. and they do not work for me. And then the last 2 days, since I knew I wanted to sit down and film about them, I like busted them out again to like reaffirm my opinion about them. And these just are not good for me and my skin. The treatment cleansing foam, it has a really nice feel, and it doesn't like overly foam, it's just like a nice slip, but it is so incredibly drying after using it that my skin is just so uncomfortable and annoyed. And then also, because it is really fragranced, both of these, they said that they're to be used for makeup. Like this says it can be reused for makeup, and then this is the treatment cleansing oil for eyes and face, so it's supposed to be, you know, made for removing makeup. It actually has a pump, which I have lost, so I've just been like putting it in my hands and then emulsifying. Actually, it does a really good job of removing makeup, but as soon as I got it anywhere near my eye area, both of these for the matter of fact, my eyes just get so annoyed because it is so, I have to actually set these down. They're so incredibly fragranced. I used them the last couple of nights just to reaffirm, and I have so many breakouts now. And like I do break out from like hormonal and diet and stress, and it's very specific areas that I'll break out, and I'll address them because it's like, you know, it's a thing that I have happen. But when I break out from products, it is usually in like very weird places. And like I will break out along here, but I have breakouts right here right now, and I have a giant hard breakout my nose right here, to the point like my nose kind of looks like I got punched. It looks bigger on this side when you get up close. And I have a bunch of little things that aren't in like my normal, I ate bad, I haven't been drinking water, I'm sick, hormones, etc, etc. So yeah, those did not work for me. I hope you enjoyed this really random, rambly video about things I have been testing out and trying. And I'll be back with some more videos soon. And again, if there's like specifically any of these makeup products that you want to see in action, let me know, because you know, putting this and this and this, or this and this, not a good color combo, but you know. I hope you're having a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.